Alright, the letter P is Push. Starring Chris Evans, Dakota Fanning, Jaimon Hansu, and Camilla Bell. And it is directed by Paul Mcguigan. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's weird. I thought I already reviewed this, and then I realized, going to my Modern Monday playlist, that it's not anything. This was supposed to be the next review in Modern Monday, and I didn't do it, and I had a change of mind. Because I did Power Rangers, and this was supposed to be the next one, and I ended up not doing it. But here we are now. Push. And I remember when this came out back in 2009, my friend Tim and I were very... This and Dragon Ball Evolution we wanted to see, because we knew Chris Evans as the Human Torch, and just got him into those movies. So we were ready to see this and Dragon Ball Evolution, and neither of those came to our theater, and at least I was pissed, because I was like, come on, neither of them. But I eventually got the DVD and I got the Blu-ray, and I actually don't think this is that bad of a movie. Everybody, I've heard bash this movie is like, oh, it's so stupid, the plot makes no sense, and the ending is confusing. How could she have the picture if she didn't know him? It's like, what? But, yeah, so the story revolves around our character of Nick. When he was younger, his dad was attacked and supposedly killed by the Division, and specifically their leader, Carver, played by Jaimon Hansu. In this world, there are not mutants, but like people, sidekicks with special abilities are written down. We have pushers who can push things into people's minds and make them believe or do what they want them to do. Examples are, if you want someone to shoot themselves in the face, or you want them to believe that they've been working for you the entire time, that sort of thing. Characters that are like this are Kira and Carver, leader of the Division, and Kira are Camilla Bell's character. Shifters, who can take an object, turn it whatever they want it to be. Kind of illusionists. The character of Hook is an example of this. He's played by Cliff Curtis. Very good actor who doesn't get much recognition. Watchers are those who can see the future, an hour or months, whatever, into the future. Cassie and her mother, that's Dakota Fanning's character, Cassie and her mother, are examples of this. They are watchers, and there's another character in the film that's also a watcher. I don't know her name. They're Stitches. Those are like the doctors of this world. Movers, who can move objects. That's Nick, and the right-hand man of Carver. I don't remember his name. He's played by Neil Jackson. But Nick. They can move objects and stuff. Shadows can shield objects and people from certain people's eyes. Like, if you tell them, in the film, they have Pinky, who is the example here. He hides Kira from the Division. So, as long as she keeps within a certain distance of him, she'll be hidden. Sniffs can track people. We see this a couple times with Corey Stoll's character is going literally sniffs, and you can see everything, the history of the object that they sniff, and they actually just their advantage because they have these beads that used to be around Kira's wrist, and they use those to track her. So wipers can erase memories, and there's a character in this, I don't know his name, but he's used in this film. And bleeders, which is a weird name for people who emit sonic vibrations through their mouth. Why bleeders? Shouldn't it be screechers or screamers? But no, bleeders. Those are the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9 things. So Nick is a pusher. And in 10 years after the events, even though Colin Ford, I think, was, 12. So are we saying that Nick is 22? I don't know. Chris Evans was in his 30s here. I assume. I don't know. And yeah, Buster pointed it out that like Nick is a grown man, but when they show Jaimin Hansu, he hasn't really aged much. I will admit, they put gray in his beard, or maybe that was his beard, and they degrade it for the. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so Nick he's living in Hong Kong because he's still hiding from the division, even though they found him. And the Sniffs show up, and they are looking for a girl. And they go to him because apparently he knows her. Remember that. But after they leave, he goes to leave, but he gets a phone call from someone claiming to be a powerful watcher, and it's Dakota Fanning. Now, a lot of people have cited this, and I'm not a Dakota Fanning fan myself. A lot of people complain that, like, oh, how is she the most powerful mover or watcher in the world, where her mother is more powerful, honestly. But, like, how can they build up this powerful watcher and have it be her? I think that's the point, to subvert your expectation. You think it's going to be someone powerful, and it's Dakota Fanning. So, surprise. She tells Nick that he has to go with her because she's seen it, and they're looking for a briefcase with $6 million, and apparently, and I think that's a lie, but she has it drawn on her thing. She communicates her visions through drawings, as do most of the watchers, I think, but she has this little, it's not chalkboard or the writing paper tablet, I don't know. And Nick's not about this until they are attacked by the Pop Gang. That's these Chinese gang, by the two bleeders that we see in the film, and the other watcher, female, their sister, and then the dad. I don't think he has any power. Oh Lord. They're attacked. They're about to kill Nick, but then she's the seer, this watcher. She sees, no, if you do that, we won't find the girl. So they let him live. And so Cassie takes him, somehow is able to take him. How does she take him? To a Stitch. I don't know how she gets him there. He's a grown-ass man, and she's a 13-year-old girl. I don't know. But she fixes him, and then they go. I'm trying to blank. My mind erased. Is there a wiper? Just my head. They go. They start to investigate this drawing that Cassie has that is a bead, and there's some dialogue saying it was it's a bead. So they find Hook, played by Cliff Curtis, and he creates this bead using his powers. And he says he used to work for the division, but after he was released, he was told not to use his powers. And then he was told that his wife died in a car accident, but she doesn't drive. So, well, if you're walking and get hit by a car, that's still a car accident, right? I don't know. But, so he's out there just using his powers, whatever, and so he creates this bead. And they take it to Ming-Na Wen's character, who is she a sniff, I think. I think she's a sniff. And she looks at it and she shows that they've been passing around the beads to sniffers so they can find the girl. And they say that she's going to be at a certain dock at a certain time. And they get there and it's Kira, and it's revealed that she and Nick were an item at one point. Yes, that's pushing the boundaries of believability, but honestly, in a world like this, it kind of makes sense. I'm just saying. So yes, they know each other. She shoots at him right away, but she was trying to get away. And then they hire Pinky to shadow her because Cassie thinks she's going to be trouble. And so then they hide in this hotel room, and Cassie says she's going to go take a walk, whatever. Pinky sensing that enormous sexual tension in the room, says, I'm just gonna go outside, I can still shadow her from there. But Cassie comes back and we get Dakota Fanning's attempt to act like she's drunk. As a 13-year-old, she probably doesn't know what that is, but oh gosh, she's trying. She's trying. But, yes. And then Kira gets sick. I don't know if it's this one, but she does eventually. She gets sick. Apparently, whatever they injected her with is leaving her, to boost her powers, it's leaving her, it's starting to make her sick, I guess. So, here becomes the big plan to take down the division, right? They decide they gotta do something. They gotta get that antidote, and they gotta make sure it gets into Kira. So Nick comes up with a master plan. Alright? He writes notes to everyone, basically. To Hook, Kira, Cassie, Mina Wen, and even Pinky, and even to the guy at the wiper that wipes his memory later. He's gonna write all these notes, and then he's gonna have his memory wiped, so he can't remember writing them. With one note left for himself. Just tells him, go home. So he wipes his memory. Kira does get taken at some point, and they want the briefcase with the antidote in it, or with the serum in it. And they replace it with one with soy sauce. But anyway, there's problem towards the end here, but so Nick wakes up not knowing what has happened, and he gets a note that tells him to go home. And so he goes home, and that's where he's attacked by the Stitch from earlier and the two leaders who are told not to attack, not to kill him. Instead, take the briefcase that is at his house. You'll see why it was there in a little bit, but apparently Nick knew they were going to show up, so Cassie left guns there for him to use. With his pushing powers, even though he is supposedly dying, because it's the same Stitch. And he tells her to fix him. So he's just fixed him. We never see this Stitch again. The bleeders take the suitcase back to their father, where it's revealed to just be a bottle of soy sauce. And the case is called different too, because it's been changed by Hook. Hook takes it to this building where Cassie supposedly saw him die in an elevator crash. I don't know. He takes it there and he puts it there. Apparently there are 3 briefcases. We'll get to that later. We never see it. It's supposed to be a twist, but yes. So during this, Kira is slowly dying in the care of Carver, and because Nick does have a confrontation with him where he gets attacked. I think this is before the memory wipe, actually. He has a showdown with Carver's guy, and they fight back and forth. Push battle. I think that's what it is. But anyway, here, Carver pushes Kira to think, and I'm saying it like this because this is what happened. And there's a lot of confusion. Pushes her to believe that she always worked for the division, and that she volunteered herself, and he was against it, and she's the only one that survived. Which we know that part to be true, but yes. So when Nick organizes this deal, I will meet you, and I'll exchange the serum for the girl, right? So he shows up, and when he's there, Nick sees that Kira believes that she's been working for the division the entire time. He gets a phone call from Hook, tells him to give the phone to Carver. Carver says, "You let them go, I'll tell you where the serum is." He also tells Nick, "My card says you have to take the serum. Or inject yourself with the serum." So they get there, there's a fight, the bamboo shoots and everything. They get up there where they have the briefcase, and he tries to convince Kira, who he's told before when he gave her thing, to open it when she starts to question the truth. So he's like, "Man, you know me, because that she's supposed to be working for the division the entire time and never met him. They never went to Coney Island because nobody goes to Coney Island apparently." And yeah, so he is able to get the serum away, injects himself with it, and apparently dies. And they leave. He wakes up. They just leave him there. He wakes up with Cassie sent over him with an umbrella, which she warned about earlier. And then we get it all coming to plan. Apparently this was everything that happened once he got his memory wiped was to plan. The pop gang showing up and attacking him and taking the briefcase. Kira being taken as well. Everything. Including her having her mind pushed to believe she worked for Division. Yes. And it's all planned out by Cassie's mom, apparently. And they find the real briefcase in a trash can, or a dumpster or something. Trash can or something. And he's like, "What did I inject myself with?" She goes, "Soy sauce." And I'm like, No. Soy sauce is brown, not clear. There might be some, but I've never seen a clear soy sauce. What he injected himself with was clear, not brown. Soy sauce is brown. I don't like I said, I don't know. There might be clear soy sauce somewhere, but I don't know. And yes, I'll explain this. So we get, your mom, is this all your mom's? So your mom had this plan or whatever, and he's like, "What about Kira?" No, she says, "Well, what about Kira?" And he goes, "Well, you're the watcher. Tell me." And she goes, "We'll see that girl soon." I'm like, "Well, why did you ask him?" I don't know. Then we cut to the airplane, and she finds the note, the little thing in there, and she remembers him saying, "Open this when you start to doubt the truth." So she opens it. It's a picture of them at Coney Island, proving that they knew each other, and it says to kill Carver. And we see her look at him. His eye goes black like she's pushing him, and she says, "Put the gun in your mouth, pull the trigger." Screen goes black, pull the trigger. Obviously they thought this was going to make money because they left a cliffhanger that's never been resolved in now 12 years since. 13 years, right? I think. If you go 22 minus 9, right? 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. 13 years. So, yeah, in the 13 years, we haven't gotten a sequel. I was waiting for one. I was ready. I saw this. I'm like, yeah, boy. I'm ready for more. And it never happened because apparently, not many good reviews, and then not many people want to see this. And I hate that that's the thing. We have to make a lot of money. We have to make our money back. You get no sequel. I understand you want to make money. And you may not make your money back, but you're still making money. I mean, come on. I know if they make the exact same money as it costs to make, I don't know if they did, but people are like, "Oh, that's no profit." No, you got your money back. You broke even. But it's like, if you make something with the intent to make more than one, look at the Twilight movies. They all suck. But they made all 5, right? unnecessarily 5, but they made them all. Right? Because they set out to make a franchise from the beginning. And Divergent did that too. But where that faltered is they decided, 3 didn't make enough money, so I'm not going to do it anymore. No, you can't do that. When you're doing a franchise based on a book, at least, based on a book series, you have to finish. Look at the Chronicles of Narnia. They did 3 movies in 2 different companies, and they haven't continued yet. Despite the fact there had been rumored that they're going to do the Silver Chair for years. If you start... Imagine if they did Harry Potter movies and stopped at 3. How would that have been? Or the Lord of the Rings trilogy, P. Jackson said, no, I'm not going to do the 3rd one. And it just didn't make it. Come on. It doesn't make any sense. Now, this isn't based on any books. There's comic books that came out at the same time as this. Apparently, they were trying to make their own superhero franchise. I think they should have made a sequel. I would have watched it. In the plethora of unnecessary movie sequels, this could have been one. And I think it's actually necessary. Especially as open-ended as this leaves. You can't tell I'm a defender of this film. I like this movie. The acting is a little weird here and there. There's some decisions that don't make sense. Like, in a big confusion where I hear people complain, well, how did they have that picture of them at Coney Island if she worked for Division? Do you not pay fucking attention? The picture of at Coney Island signifies that they were lying. And clearly, in a scene earlier in the film, we see him pushing her to believe it. So it's never a question. And if you really want concrete evidence, why were they going after Nick at the beginning of the movie? Because they knew he would come in contact. Because they somehow knew that he and Kira would come into contact eventually. Because they knew they had been in a prior relationship. So it's very obvious that it was a push from the beginning. That Carver pushed her. It's confusion. I hear about this. But yeah, I'm going to say push. Pretty good. And you can quote me on that, because I actually like this movie a lot. Alright? So that's... trying to find my... I usually leave it out. No. Where are you, list? Hold on. I'll get there in a minute. I promise. Come on. It's here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So we have Old School. Well, that was the last one. Push. There we go. Well, Old School was the middle of the road. This one was pretty good. There. I've got it right down last time. So, what are your thoughts on Push? Let me know in the comments below. And, yeah, next we're going back to Jean-Claude Van Damme. And hopefully the 3rd time's the charm, because the first 2 movies I did with him didn't turn out very well. But, yes. And if you need any more hints, it's probably the only Van Damme movie that starts with Q. I'm just saying. But until then, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty. I'll see you in the next one.